Mee-kaw, chapter 4. It shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the house of the Ishi shall be prepared in the tops of the mountains. So it's going to be more than one mountain, right? And high above the hills, and the people shall flow to it, and many nations shall come in haste and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Ishi, and to the house of the Elohah of Jacob, and what's his name? I'm saying it wrong. What's his name? I named my son after him. Eber. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the laws shall go forth out of Sion, and the word of the Ishi out of Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into spades. So going back to husbandry, right? Nations shall not take swords against nations, neither shall they learn war anymore. Could you imagine? And you know the United States has got to be gone because, I mean, in my lifetime, that's all they've done is war. I mean, people are shocked that Donald Trump was the only president not to enter into a new war while he was in office for 4 years. Every president that they've seen since Abraham Lincoln, that's all they've done, right? And every man shall sit under his vine and under his fig tree, and there shall be none to make them afraid. For the mouth of the Ishi of hosts have spoken it. See, vines and fig trees. That's you know those grow in specific parts of the world, right? For all people will walk, everyone in the name of his God, lowercase. They're going to walk in the names of their gods, right? But we will walk in the name of the Ishi, our Elohim, forever and ever. And you see, before I would have thought this was blasphemous, blah, 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 blah. But it was when Lexwell broke down the 10 Commandments and showed us there's God's mention. He's saying to us, you pick him above all the other gods of the world. None of them above him. That's your eyes on the prize, right? The target. In that day, saith the Ishi, I will gather up her that halteth, and her that had cast out. I will gather up, and her whom I have afflicted, and I will make her that halteth a remnant, and her that had been afflicted a mighty nation. So, yeah, life sucks now, right? But you might be going through the judgment and being judged right now, right? And while you're sitting there and you're window shopping, you should be thinking about this. This is what, in my opinion, we possibly are going through. We're poor. We're on the bottom rung of nearly everything in society. You know, we're mocked for talking about the Most High. We're mocked for thinking and not being a part of the crowd. You know, we don't go out to the bars. We don't drink. We don't do drugs. And we're not doing this stuff. And we're considered lame. We're considered, you know, you name it. You're not black. All that stuff. But it's something within you that's saying that stuff's not worth it. That's not what life is about. So you're going through this stuff. You're ridiculed by your peers. Your job is awful. Your government is full of crooks and thieves that are just making your life even harder on you. This might just be the affliction being put upon you. I could be wrong, but it might be the affliction put upon you that you're going through now. And you're going to, and if this is true, when you come out on the other side, you'll be restored. But that's just how I'm reading this, you know. Let's see here. And the issue will reign over them in Mount Sion from this time now and forever. And thou, O cloudy tower of the flock of the daughter of Sion, unto thee shall it come. Yea, the first power shall come, the kingdom to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now, why art thou drawn together in grief? Hast thou no king in thee, or in thy counselor perished? Because sorrow hath taken thee as a woman in labor. Be in pain in labor, O daughter of Sion, as a woman hath bringeth forth. For now shalt thou go out of the city, and shalt dwell in the country. Yeah, there you go. Excuse me. And shall come even to Babylon. There it is. There it is. You're going to leave your cities. You're going to be in the country. End up in Babylon. There thou shalt be delivered. There the issue will redeem thee out of the hands of thy enemies. So there it is, right there. Micah chapter 4, verse 10. You're going to be chased out of your comfort zone. And like a woman giving birth, you're going to be in pain. You're going to end up leaving these cities. You're going to be captured, in the country, right? Taken to Babylon, which I don't know. I'm not good at explaining this. I think that is in China. What part? I don't know. Maybe it's those cities that they've built that are completely empty, waiting for whatever to be inhabited. I don't know. But they're being taken by your enemies there, then you'll be redeemed by the Most High. And like I said, it's weird because you watch Conan the Barbarian, when Seth is freed, Seth the Egyptian cobra serpent god is freed from the bottomless pit, right, by the wizard Rathamon. He sets up his kingdom in China. You see the Great Wall being illustrated in palaces of China, which I've always thought was weird. He's Egyptian, right? Why isn't he in Egypt? So, but there it is. You'll be taken there and redeemed. The Most High will take you from there, out of the hands of your enemies. And as people have been trying to figure this out. Like I watched the Jimmy Dore show and others. They've been trying to figure out, like, why are they trying to tear down America? They've even talked about the theory that they're tearing it down because the Zionists want another place built up and to replace America. They mentioned some places in the Middle East. They've mentioned China, things like that. So, people are seeing what I'm seeing, that there's something about this place having to go down for a new power, a new kingdom to sit and be the eye of the world. So, and now many nations are gathered together against thee. That's the United States, right? I mean, you got Iran claiming that they are messing with the water source. Then they're doing it digitally. You got all these nations that the United States have gone to war against. You've got to have people that live there that are hostile and upset, and rightfully so. Their lives were ruined, their families have been ruined, loved ones have been taken for what? Resources? All for resources? Because the United States is run by people who have dragon's greed. So you got to understand, there's a comeuppance coming, and it's going to be bad. right? Ezekiel 36, 37, 38, and 40. Read those. A bad coming for the United States, one that's going to level this place to the ground, right? Let's see. But they have not. Oh, wait, did I read it? And many nations are gathered against thee, and they say, let her be stoned, and let our eyes look upon Sion. But they have not known the thoughts of the Ishi, and have not understood his counsel, because he hath gathered them together as a herd of the flock. So they think this is all, being done random sense, because you gotta look at the Most High is being left out of everything, right? Churches don't talk about him, schools don't talk about him, colleges don't talk about him, the news don't talk about him. You can't find what his plan is anywhere unless you go looking for this stuff independently on your own, reading this book for yourself, right? So we look at it and say, this is the United States doing this. And this is the plan of the Most High being used, being enacted to people who are willing participants in destroying people. He said this was going to happen. They are the people that are fulfilling it because it's in their heart to be greedy, to have dragon's greed, right? To covet, to lust, to destroy, to find funniness, to find laughter and joy in wickedness and ruining people's lives. So while we're saying, oh, the United States is doing this, this was a plan put in place by the Most High back when our ancestors were alive, right? Let's see. Arise and tread, O daughter of Sion, for I will make thy horn iron, and thy hoofs I will make brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many peoples, and shall immolate the soils of them to the Ishi of hosts. Oh, so this is a sacrifice of people, because immolate means to kill. So these people will be killed. That's weird. Immolate the souls of them to the Ishi, and their strength to the Ishi of the whole earth. So wow, this almost sounds like they're talking about two different Ishis here. That's weird. Anyways, guys, I had to stop doing videos for a while there because I needed to get my house in order. I don't know I didn't know what was going on, man. It started in September and it got worse. And finally I was like, I can't do these videos and have the problems going on at home that I have. I have to get my house back in order, because I felt like a hypocrite, getting on here, doing videos, talking to you guys. And then, it was bad, man. Eventually my oldest son came to me, come to find out there was a ghost I would say ghost, but Lex Will showed us what it was, a shadow person in our house. And it had been tormenting him and haunting him. So, he and I had to get my son burning sage, praying, reading the Bible, which drew us closer together. He's adopted, and he kind of ran to me, and I'm pushing him to the Most High, for the answers. And as of now, I don't know, he hasn't had the problems that he was having. Like, this thing was talking to him about Travis Scott, and then come to find out he's listening to Travis Scott music with his friends after I told him no rap music like that, none like that. And this new age stuff, no, because I've seen the concert that he had put on and how he talked about dragging people to hell. They were entering into hell, and people talking about the experience of that. I understand. I've listened to people that talk about the demons put in the music, when this music's being recorded. So I'm, just stuff, and then I don't know how to contribute it. Working overnights and not being fully functioning during the day, when everyone's up, and the wife, she had her own issues with me, and it was hell. It was hell in our house, and so I've been trying to put things back together and get back on the right track. And this is the first time, I want to say in almost 3 months, I felt like I I felt good. I felt I can do one of these videos again. So it's just I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be here reading the Bible, talking about the Bible, and then at the same time, I got stuff going on at home, and I got to get that taken care of first. So because at the end of the day, I want my children to make it. Of course, I want to make it, but most importantly, I want my children to make it. They have the Most High's inheritance, and I got to raise them the right way. And so it's about making sure they're on track. But yeah, it was a great because I mean I read the Bible to the boys. They ask for stories at night, and I tell them Bible stories, King David and Jonathan and things like that. So they love it. They're like, tell us a story. But I have a wife that resents this stuff. Didn't know it at the time. You see, because like I guess what I'm trying to say is like at one point in time when I was single, I was out here. I got sick and tired of dating. I was sick and tired of being told, "Oh, you're not black enough," or "You're the whitest black guy I've ever met." Things like that. And I just prayed one day, and this is before I knew about Haya, before I knew about you, the viewers, you Lex, well, any of the stuff. And I was just, I knew Jesus wasn't the way. I got away from that, but I just prayed to God because that's all I felt like praying to. I asked him. I said, I'm done trying it my way. I'm done trying to find a wife. Send me a wife. I want to say like weeks later, she pops into my life, and we got to dating, and we got married. We thought we were the best for each other. Here, 11 years later, we're together, but it's ups and downs. It's, I believe in the Most High in the Old Testament, in the Book of Enoch, in these things. She doesn't believe in any of this stuff. So we battle a lot, and it's like, I feel like at times I feel like I'm Obadiah, and that's just, I'm trying my best, to keep my household together and raise the boys this way, and to show her, every time I can show her that the stuff is real, it's coming true right before our eyes, but it's hard to, it's like that lyric from, what was it? It's like that lyric from No Church in the Wild, right? How do you explain a God to a non-believer who doesn't believe in anything, So, but I'm working on it. I'm working on getting them, because like I said, to me, when I read the book of Psalms, I understood the most important thing for me is the children. For me, they're his inheritance. I'll do my best to raise them the way he said to do it. So, but hopefully I can get back to this on a regular basis, guys.